Alright, time to expose the first test run of the PhotoEZ test paper. Oops. Alright, that should do it. Put it back in the bag. Alright, so I put the paper in the water and I can see the image coming up already. Alright, so I let the thing soak for a while, or just a little bit more than a half an hour. So here it is. The instructions said, ooh, it's a good image. Yeah, I let it soak a little bit longer because this is an experiment, and the instructions they said soaking it for longer than 15 minutes shouldn't harm it, so we'll see. Run a little experiment here.
So you can brush, definitely going to need a brush. You can brush pretty hard on the paper to get all the residual photo emulsion stuff out of the clear part, because that's the point. You want to clean off the screen thoroughly. It's cool. I mean, it's very flexible, but it's tough. It's tough stuff. You may think that you I mean, I thought just this is the first time I've used this stuff also. Alright, I think that's how it's done.
So let's see here. The screens, alright. I got one of these screens from the place that I ordered the supply stuff from. Let's see if it's in the way out of it. Okay. So here's an interesting point before I get on to the next step. I was just examining this. So here is the photo emulsion side. So then here's the other side. And so this is how it's going to go, face down like that, because this is the way I want the image to appear on the fabric. And they say you should hold the image up to light and look through it to see if you can see any residue, which I did, and I think I have it all actually. I don't think you'll be able to see in the video, but maybe it's a little lighter around his right here. I think I may have used the brush a little too vigorously in that area, but we'll see when we actually make the print. So that's all. I just wanted to point out that this is the side, this is the glossy side, which is now not so glossy, and this is the back side that's actually you're going to be applying the ink over, just like that, and the ink's going to go through and stick to the fabric. That's it. Alright, I showed you the sample piece. I didn't print with that because it was too small. Now here's the full-size piece that I underexposed. You'll notice right here there's a clip, 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 clip. If you do order their starter set, make sure you fold back the clips if you're using the paper, because you're going to get the mark there, and that's not going to be good. But the bottom line is, so I underexposed this. Here's a brush stroke. This shouldn't be here, and that's the problem. When you underexpose it, the green part that you want to remain hard doesn't doesn't solidify enough. That's exposure, so at least a minute, so just remember, it's not as easy to work with as they make it seem in their videos. So here's the final printout on an actual t-shirt. Just an old t-shirt that I figured I'd give it a shot with. So it was pretty accurate. I mean, it's too bad that, you know, this part of the image is where the brush took it away, took too much away on the sheet. But I have to say, and this part right here, this little spot right here, I didn't clean that enough off the sheet. It's a lot more difficult, and here I didn't get, you can see this A. I don't know if this video will be high quality enough, but I left some of the emulsion in, or I didn't get all the emulsion out of the letter A. But it's definitely not crisp, and that's because I didn't expose the paper long enough. And it's a lot more difficult to work with than they would have you believe on their own YouTube video. I mean, you can see around the image, around the letters specifically, the lack of crispness. But again, that was for underexposure. If you're gonna err on the side of overexposure. So my conclusion on using PhotoEZ photo emulsion paper is that it's much more difficult to use than the people at EasyScreenPrint.com would have you believe from the video that they posted on YouTube. The people at EasyScreenPrint.com fail to mention in the video that it takes more than a few times to experiment with your light source and the emulsion paper. They say in their video to expose for a minute. In the directions they send with the paper, it says expose to the sunlight for 50 seconds plus or minus 10 seconds. Well, I shot for 50 seconds, and I think that's why I underexposed my paper by 10 seconds, it seems. Had I gone back and watched their video before I exposed my paper, it may have changed my mind, but they don't reference the video in the instructions that they send with the PhotoEZ paper. So as a result, I have two images, two stencils that I'll never use again. So what are the alternatives to PhotoEZ photo emulsion paper? Well, of course, it's conventional screen printing supplies. Now, before I started to do any investigation, I thought that screen printing supplies would be a fortune. But once I started looking around on the internet, of course, I found this great company called rhinotoughgraphics.com. They sell professional grade screen printing supplies. I was able to buy a 20 by 24 inch wood frame professional grade screen for $10. So I ordered 3 of them and they showed up in 4 or 5 days. Now you would think that the screens would be the most expensive part of screen printing, but no, it's the emulsion and the ink and the few other supplies that you're going to need. But pretty much it's the emulsion and the ink. But you can wash the emulsion out of your screen and use the screen, you know, until you ruin it. But with proper care, they'll last a pretty long time. I found some other videos on the internet, specifically a guy at utees.net. His name is Lee. He's got an incredible system worked up. Anyway, the point of this video is to comment on PhotoEZ photo emulsion paper, and for the price, $10 a sheet, and the quality of a print you get, unless you're an expert at it, and it's going to take you more than a few tries to get it right, for that expense, you might as well get up and running with conventional screen printing supplies that will last you, I'm sure, a lifetime if you take care of them properly. So I hope this video helped you make your decision, and good luck.